Today I'm sharing some secret strategies to sound like a British person. The influence of American English is so huge nowadays that sometimes it even affects the accent of British people. And walking on the streets of London, you may hear someone saying, "Can I have a cup of coffee?" Which is extremely American because in British English it would sound like, "Can I have a cup of coffee?" Because coffee is American. They say coffee, but British people say coffee. And can is American, but can is British. I'm going to talk about pronunciation a little bit later on. For the beginning, my first tip is you should focus on the vocabulary, because if you want to sound more British, you should learn British words. So not movie, but film. Don't say trash, say rubbish. Americans say pants, but it's trousers in British English. And there are a lot of other words that have different forms in British and American English. You should do it because if you want to master your British accent and continue using American words, you would sound like a person with perfect British accent but who is struggling with vocabulary and using American words. The next thing that you should work on to sound more British is a R sound. You can actually do this, it's absolutely easy. So you should keep your lips relaxed open and the tip of your tongue curls up towards upper gum but doesn't touch it. R, 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 like in red, red, or range, range, or race. But the reason why the R sound is very important in British English is because we sometimes replace it with vowel sounds. For example, sauce. We don't say source, we say sauce. And we never say park, we say park. But why don't we pronounce the R sound? So there is a rule about it, and it says we only pronounce the R sound when there is a vowel sound after it. That's it. And due to this rule, we should say born, sport, mark. Logically, if there's a consonant sound after the R sound, we do not pronounce the R sound. However, in American English, we do pronounce the R sound followed by a consonant sound. And those words I gave you as an example should sound like born, sport, mark. Also, the words that end ER and OR, like water, mother, professor, doctor, sound like at the end. So we drop the R sound. But when there's a vowel after R, you should pronounce it, like rain, bread, very. The next one is a vowel sound, and it is everywhere, everywhere. So the sound is Schwa sound, and it's very easy to produce. Your mouth should be relaxed, and the tongue should be relaxed in the middle of the mouth. It's actually the most common vowel sound in English, and almost every word contains this sound. For instance, teacher, about, phone. And because of that, you must learn the reasons of when and why we use the Schwa sound. It's actually a huge topic to explain, and I would make a 1-hour lesson if I wanted to cover it. But briefly, Schwa is an unstressed vowel sound which appears in a lot of words. It's more common in British English than in American English, so that's why it's absolutely important to learn it to sound more British. And if you're really interested in this topic, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make a video about the Schwa sound. What do you think am I using, British or American accent, when I say Tom is gonna get a better job? If you think it's American, yes, it is indeed. But how did you understand it was American? It's because of the T sounds. So T sounds is absolutely crucial in British English, and you should learn how to produce them. So your tongue rises to the top of your mouth and you produce the T sound. T, t, t. Your mouth should be relaxed, otherwise it will be something like t, 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 and you will spit in someone's face, but we don't want to do that, right? So now let's look at the word pretty. And as you see, the T here is surrounded by vowel sounds. And you should not pronounce it like D, because this is what Americans do. They say pretty, pity, city. But in British English, these words sound like pretty, pity, city. So if you want to sound more British, make sure that you pronounce T instead of D. But we can also pronounce them like pretty, pity, city. This is actually a glottal stop. It's like when we cut the sound. For example, see, pre. I'm actually cutting the sound. Listen, p. And the best way to practice the glottal stop is reading this. We make a short hiccup noise between and o. So this is our glottal sound or glottal stop. It actually takes time to learn how to produce this sound. And if you've just started your journey to British English, don't worry, you will learn it soon. We also pronounce the T sound when it's between two words. For example, butt it, mute it, shoot it. When you look at these examples, you see that there's a vowel sound before and after the first T. And even in this case, you should produce T sound or use a glottal stop. So you should say something like bot it or boe, mute it or mute, shoot it or shoe. Now let's check how carefully you were listening to me. Read this word. It should sound like whatever or whatever. Now read this, please. It sounds like cut it or cut it. Let's make it a little bit harder, and the next one is a sentence. Try to read it British way. And it sounds like put it on the table, put it on the table. And the last sound that plays a huge role in differentiating British and American English is the short O sound. O, O. So you should drop your jaw, make a round mouth, tongue is low and flat, and then you should say O, O, O. And we produce this sound in words like hot, job. But Americans pronounce it differently. They say hot, job. They actually produce the long A sound. So if you want to sound more British, then start working on your O's. Don't say hop, say hop. Say pot instead of pot. Rot, octopus, ox. That's it. So that's actually it. Start practicing these sounds for the beginning, and when you master them, let me know and I'll make a new video with new tips. As soon as you start using these sounds, you will feel a huge progress in your accent. And if you liked this video, please subscribe, like this video and hit that bell button. And of course, I'm going to see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye bye.